if God gives you a glimpse of what God wants to do through your life, your biggest contention in this world will be alignment with God. Your biggest fight, and that should be your biggest fight as a person, to stay in step with God. They say God is never too early and God is never late. God is permanently on time. It is man that gets agitated because it's becoming too late. It is man that is worried because it happened too early. But when it comes to God, God is never early. God is never late. God is always on time. God is always on schedule. Incubation period might be 5 years. The incubation period might be 10 years. But by the time God shows up in year 11, you will realize you have not missed anything in 10 years. That's how God works. God has no problem giving. You think someone like Abraham, you think later he was wishing he had Isaac at 75. Maybe if he had Isaac at 75, if God came and said, give unto me your son, your only son, do you think he would have had the spiritual maturity to obey? And if he did not obey, he would have not been able to mirror the God the Father and God the Son. Because the same way Abraham offered Isaac, it's the same way years later God the Father would offer Jesus. But Abraham would have failed if he did not reach the maturity to do it. And if he failed, he would have missed out on being the conduit of blessing. Go and read Gospels. Sometimes people say, this daughter of Abraham, this son of Abraham. You have to somehow be tied to Abraham to be blessed. Abraham is considered the father of faith, isn't it? The Jews also consider Abraham what? Their father. Even in Islam, Abraham is father. So that's a child of God also must find a way. That's one of the things that sonship does for us. It binds us, it brings us into that economy of what God started with Abraham, continued with the children of Israel, got to David, and eventually consolidated in Jesus. Even Jesus himself, son of David, son of Abraham. Even in heaven, it is still Father Abraham. Even in heaven, the bosom of Father Abraham. Even in heaven. You think he would have gotten all of that if Isaac came too early? No. God is not late. God is not too early. God is always on time.